Okay, so I was loading up into Legends, and I just so happened to see that we had a newsletter for and it said regarding the Goku and Final Form Frieza, meaning our poster child for the 5th year anniversary, the tag Goku and Frieza. So I wanted to record this just in case there was something in here that was like pretty interesting. I took a peek at it a little bit, the first part, and it already had me interested. So I wanted to record it to get the rest of my reaction to see if this will make or break the character. But obviously, it's in for 5 years, and everybody. So we're all getting 1,000 CC. That's pretty good. Everybody should be able to accept that upon logging in today. And then this is what happened regarding Goku and Final Form Frieza's abilities. The number of adjustments to the abilities of the recently released Legends of the Goku and Final Form Frieza are planned to be implemented in the near future. So I don't know when that's going to happen, but this character was given a powerful new Rising Rush counter befitting its role as one of the featured characters of the 5th anniversary celebration. However, upon observing its performance in a variety of battles after release, the following issues have become apparent. And this was very interesting to me because the last time they done anything like this to buff a unit was like the patches from like way back when that made old units somewhat relevant. So I was actually shocked that they decided to do something like this. But the Rising Rush counter is difficult to activate under certain circumstances due to lack of survivability. This character is often defeated early on battles, on in battles. Uh, this character lacks in combo capabilities when Goku is the active character, which I'm surprised they actually, again, I'm shocked they decided to test that because a lot of people, myself included, I might not have been active on YouTube, but a lot of people, myself included, have found that Goku is a little bit on the lacking side, and everybody came to the thought process that Goku is supposed to be the ramp up character, the ramp up side of the card, and Frieza is supposed to be the damage dealer. But it looks like that's not the case. Both of them are supposed to be able to deal damage in their own right, which I'm actually shocked that that was what they had intended, but that's not how it came out. We knew that addressing these issues would involve taking considerable measures, so they were thoroughly discussed internally. In the end, it was decided that changes must be made in order to bring greater satisfaction to all players who joined the anniversary celebration and acquired this character. Therefore, the decision has been made to take exceptional action in this singular instance to directly buff this character instead of using unique equipment or other means to strengthen it. Now, it sounds good. It sounds really good. But at the same time, when you see something like this, it's like they could have just been doing this. Now, obviously the unique equips are good for certain characters. It does bring them up to another standard in their time for like obviously the defensive menace when he got his plat to make him better, it did make him a lot better. So I'm actually shocked that, they're going back to their somewhat old ways of actually buffing the character to make them a lot stronger because they did kind of feel lackluster as a 5th year part 1 anniversary character. But we're going to look at the adjustments to Goku on special arts activation. Okay, so this is on activation. This is his green card, right? Yeah, the green card. So one thing that a lot of people wanted, he didn't draw a card, so he now draws a card, and that activates twice. I honestly think it should have just been like just draw a card. I really don't think that because there's a lot of other cards in the game that just give you a card on activation of the green card. So I do kind of dislike that, but I'll take it. He's finally getting more combo potential, and he increases arts card draw speed from 5 to 10 timer counts. And then when you're switching to Frieza, you restore your vanishing gauge by 70. Again, they wanted to increase the survivability, so what better way than to make sure they don't get touched? All right. When the battle starts or when this character enters the battlefield via attack switch, -10, the special arts cost cannot be canceled. That's really good. Their special arts cost was a little high. I am glad that they dropped it when you switch. When this character enters the battlefield, it changes reduced damage received by 10% for 15 timer counts to cannot be canceled, and it activates once. It reduces enemy key by 25. I really don't think that's a great one because reducing enemy key and then not reducing your key restoration is pointless. And but he randomly destroys a card. Again, there's a lot of characters for card draw speed, but you could destroy a card. It could potentially be an alt, one of Rose's three alts, things of that nature. So it's good. It's good. A lot of this stuff will definitely make him better. Uh, According to the number of times this character has tag switched to Goku, the first time it went from 20% to 30%, and it cannot be canceled. And then onward, it went from 40% to 50. So now they're getting even more damage. One thing I was shocked about is like you saw a lot of showcases, um, and all of them they were doing like really good damage. And with the access to the Zenkai abilities that they have, it's just they're just that's all the Goku stuff. All in all, I think this is really good because what this does is it makes Goku a lot more usable. One of the big gripes that a lot of people have, again, myself included, Goku is not a usable character. He just exists. And we all were under the assumption that Goku was supposed to ramp up for Frieza's damage because, they worked together during the Tournament of Power type of deal. That won't we just assume that? And, while we didn't like that, a lot of people just made do with it. They're not bad, but they could have been a lot better as a 5th-year anniversary unit. So, looking at the adjustments to Frieza, there's not as many because, again, Frieza was the exceptionally better half. But when tag switching to Goku, draws an additional strike card and restores health by 20% and ki by 25. It went up to 40 ki. Excuse me. It went up to 40 ki, so that's good. They can actually use the cards they draw when they switch now. So when Frieza swaps to Goku, instead of getting that 25 ki, you're now getting 40. So you can actually use a card, and then depending on if you have a green card in your hand, you can actually build up combo. And by doing so, you can actually get damage off with Goku. It's like really good. When this character enters the battlefield with attack switch, -3 to strike and blast arts. So it's still looking like Frieza is going to be the more damaging side, which I'm glad they decided to make that a thing. Like Goku is just more of a he can do more now instead of just being ramp up. He'll still serve that purpose, but he's actually a usable side. Which I kind of do wish they do this type of stuff with for example, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Vegeta. When Goku is really good, he has cover null, really good damage. But then it's like when you switch to Vegeta, it's just like he does nothing. And the only time he's even worthwhile, just a little bit, is during prep mode. I just wish they could continue doing this for a lot more. But whatever. When this character enters the battlefield, he now restores own key by 25% to damage inflicted by ally universe rep for 20 timer counts, reduces enemy key by 25. Again, no point reducing key without reducing key restore, but you take what you get and randomly destroys enemy card. Now, this is looking like we'll see the Rising Rush buff, the Rising Rush counter buff on this side, adjustments to both. When enemy activates Rising Rush while this character is on standby, shortens own sub count by 7, and it cancels enemy buff effects. And then when Rising Rush counter activates, addition, it's comboable with special move on. Okay. So they actually made it so that you could actually grow even more benefit instead of just going back to neutral. Every time the enemy uses a special move, ultimate, or awakened arts once characters on the battlefield, nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained. That's good. Addition cancels attribute downgrades in normal conditions, and it shortens ally substitution counts by 5. So they definitely just got a lot more survivability, being able to swap out. A lot of teams that are running, Jiren as the tank for the team. Now there's some survivability. They can now swap out to somebody who could take the damage, or somebody with a lot more health than them. Maybe they're on like their, last few legs. You don't want to lose your character advantage. You swap out. It's like really good. And then if there's a defeated battle member when this character enters, he shortens ally sub count by it went from 2 to 3. That's good. So that's kind of cool. All in all, I think that these will. I don't know if they'll really affect him a whole bunch. I'm not like a top ranking PvP player to give like a more concrete decision based off of what I've read. So I don't know if this will be a concrete, you know, he's gonna be a like top 3 unit. I doubt that. And he's still gonna be a top 10 unit. I don't. I still don't see this with him being top 5. I definitely do think that Jiren is a lot better. Obviously, Jiren they could have gave him more bulk, but he is still a lot better than these guys. I do kind of feel as though, like, I know this is just going to be a little more biased and it might be a little more toxic for the game, but if the counter activated on cover change, that would be nice. If that was somewhere and I'm just a terrible Dragon Ball and I'm just the normal Dragon Ball fan, I just can't read, then you can let me know that in the comments. Regarding future Legends Limited characters, while we're still in the early stages of discussion, some means of adding unique value to Legends Limited characters similar to Ultra abilities for Ultra characters is currently being considered. Rest assured that any additions will be made to existing Legends Limited characters as well. More information will be announced when available. The management team is working hard to bring even more fun and excitement to all of our players. We hope you continue to enjoy Dragon Ball Legends. Well, that was, and I literally had just was talking about that earlier, how like there's a lot more characters, or how they just should have went back to buffing. But this is like pretty serious itself. That's a really good thing. If Because one of the biggest things that a lot of us have had an issue with is that ultras are literally like the highest form of competitive like viability. I don't know if that's a word, but Ultra units have been running the game since they came out. Ultra Super Gogeta, Super Vegito, USG, Rose, Hit, Kid Buu. Every single time an Ultra unit has now come out, none of the other units, they all pale in comparison to what the Ultras are doing in terms of damage, unique abilities. Obviously, one of the biggest ones being Hit, just having free damage for simply like using a green card when his unique gauge is filled. Kid Buu, a pretty decent tank with a lot of the annoying PvP stuff that gives him benefit. Obviously, Rose, his annoying paralysis and multiple blue cards. Ultra Gogeta Blue actually, but like his unique gauge and being able to just drop like stop combos. All in all, when he was in his prime, like they just ran the game. So it's nice to see that they're considering it, and I do actually think that they're going to go through with it because if they obviously want people to continue playing their game, they're going to want stuff that'll keep people interested. And this could be really good for a lot of the Legends Limited characters. Like just some off the top of my head, shout out to Elusive, Mazin Vegeta. He could definitely get a something like per Vegeta family. The key recovery or strike attack, depending on what they do. I don't know how they do it. Or, first form Frieza, he could get a little more support things with his Legends Limited ability type of deal. But I actually am excited to see that. Hopefully Android 17, you know, Goat 17. He's probably going to end up getting something Unirep based, or they could follow their unique abilities and have Z abilities, and they're like multi tag, like their tags like Unirep, Android. But let me know how you guys feel about this in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.